Hey, I'm Jay, and I've got something to say about Dungeons and Lasers Deuslair or Deuslair. Um, you have a couple days left for their Caves Kickstarter. Um, I say it every video. Archon Studios, Dungeons and Lasers, they have the best stretch goals in Kickstarter, but it's very. We don't know what the price of just stretch goals all by themselves as an add-on is yet, and um, it's very terrain centric. So if you're looking for a really good scatter terrain, consider that. Consider pledging like $1 and look at the pledge manager to see what the stretch goals are like. The sets are pretty big, so minimum in is $100. Um, but we'll start with Deuslair, and we'll start with the ones that got shipped later, because I'm one of the later pledges to get it. I think there's only about 2 weeks of shipping left. So we'll start with armies, and then White Eyes Dunes, and then go through the stretch goals and stuff. Okay, so here's my big, huge box. I've got 3 expansions, 3 boxes of stretch goals, armies, more stretch goals. I got these out of order. 3 boxes of core set, 3 boxes of super stretch goals, 3 boxes of stretch goals, and then returning backer and early follower. So I'm going to consider these part of 1 per backer stretch goals, so super stretch goals. So originally I had thought that they were budgeting the stretch goals as like $25 and the super stretch goals is about $75. But it actually looks like they're about 50-50. So total's the same, but 3 boxes each, about 9 sprues each. So they're about the same there. Of course, it had like 16 sprues, so of course that's worth about out of this whole pledge. Of course, it's worth about $90. The expansions are worth about $45. That's including shipping. Without shipping, about $3 a sprue. With shipping, about $4 a sprue. That's about 50 cents more than. That's a little. Yeah, 50 cents more than Woodhaven or Encounters. Sorry, and about $1.50 more than Woodhaven. Woodhaven was about $2.50 a sprue. Encounters was about $3.50 a sprue. This is about $4 a sprue. So prices, inflation prices are going up. Okay, armies of Deuslair. So these are kind of like demons and their minions. So you have really big guys on 50mm bases, and then small guys kind of following. And you can see here we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 sprues and 2 base sprues. So 11 sprues in here at $4, $45. Okay, these are like, so there's 2 identical sprues here. These are like winged demons. See if I can find where their core body parts are. I see legs and wings and arms. I don't see core body parts, so they might be split across 2 different sprues. Oh, this is actually 2 little half sprues. So these are the gorgers. These are, let's see, faces there. So you should have extra arms and heads for most of these. So if I make 6 guys, I should end up with like 3 heads and like 3 pair of arms extra that don't get used. So these are identical. These are the soulless, I think. So these are kind of like shadowy, wispy figures. 2 of those. Lots of shields. I'm not quite sure who these are. Oh, these look like maybe the Wardress of Lay. So these are the good guys out of the box for armies. The dwarves and the fairies and the Dinhoon. Those are the good guys. I guess it could be more gorgers. No, I see wings there. So these are the wardress here. There might be some dwarves here too, because those are some big feet. You can see the detail on these shields. Okay, so here's two of the big guys. Maybe one of the big guys. So there's this big stitched up bursting body. Two of the big guys, because there's... So this is this is the big like Vrock Volpard guy. Again, I don't know where the body... I guess that's the body right there for that guy. This is the big spindly, like, guy made of sticks. So these would be good for that, and then pre-textured bases. This would be good for that Bring Me to Hell, or Drag Me to Hell, whatever that game is, by Tabletop Minions. Alright, here's the White-Eyed Dunes. So there's a couple big guys. Beetle Folk, this is going to go great with... oh, I forget the name. The Egyptian-themed Reaper Bone 6. So there's some mummy guys, some Djinn, some Anubis guys, some cat guys. They're calling these Lamaya, but they're like snake people. So there's still a lot of variety there. Okay, so again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprues and two bases. Here's some of the beetle folk. A couple mummies. Repeat sprue. Purple worm. You can see how big that is. That's a fistful there. That's 4 inches tall. At the mouth. The top of the head of the purple worm. So the purple worm's 1.5 sprues, and then the Lamaya's half a sprue, mostly because of the big base. Ooh, this one's fragile. Look at that whip. It's hard to get such thin details. You know, look at some of the textures. Like, it's a little bit of a step up from... That's a lot of step up from the encounters, and definitely from Woodhaven. You know, that's a lot of texture there. So these are like the Djinn and mummy people. No, maybe not mummy people. Where's their heads? With the whip. This might be the cat people. Nope, mummies. And a second one of those. And then here's the snake people. They're a little thinner than I was expecting. I expected them to be a little chonkier. But there's some mummies, or cat. These are the cat people. There's a cat head. Right. Lots of arms. Lots of arms on this one. Well, I guess these guys have 6 arms. Right? Repeat sprue there. And then the same bases. Alright, Sea and Thunder. Everything you see here. So you got some water and air. So you got some Rasher people, some pirates, some rock bees, some flying mer creatures, crabs, goblins, more Rashers. I already cut up this sprue because I'm trading these snake people, the Incura. Take a look at those actually. I think these have less multi-pose than we were expecting. I think these are mostly repeated. Where's their faces? There's a face. These are kind of like sea lizards. So they're a little bit like snake people. Man, the detail... Ooh, almost broke that. The details on this. These are the crabs that have a bunch of junk on their back. So there's some crabby hands, treasure. So basically they're like, they're crabs that collect things and glue them to their backs. Looks like they come with a special base. There's a pirate captain, jelly maids. So there's some tentacles for some jellyfish ladies. There's the bases. This looks like there's a head, jellyfish head. I mean, look at the texture on those. It's a lot of detail. They're going to be easy to paint. They're going to like tell you how to paint them, right? You know, you're just basically going to, you know, base coat stuff and then just start picking out details, because it's all details. You just pick out details with a highlight color and they will practically paint themselves. So repeat sprue from the backside. Rock bees, which are like giant wasps. So there's a bee body, wings, thorax. Is that a face? Oh, that's a stand. That's like a stand with 2 legs on it. Oh, there's a drake on here. So there's a lizard feet. Where's the rest of the drake? There's a lizard tail. I can't tell if that's a head or not. There's a bee head. So we'll have to figure out exactly what's on there. Duplicate sprue. Rashers. So this one does not look like it has a duplicate. This one, I can see by the arms, this one has the lion guy. There's a pirate that's a lion. There's a pirate that holds a cannon. There's a basilisk. Oh no, merfolk shaman. There's a merfolk shaman that's basically like a big crocodile. There's a death guard rider. So there's a little short guy that rides a goat. There's a pirate. There's the lion pirate. There's the cannon. There's some little rashers. You're supposed to put like 3 rashers on a base. I might either break those up, or I might cut their heads and maybe some arms off and stick them onto a giant rasher golem. So this has a lion pirate, these little rasher guys, and a merfolk shaman that goes on the big base. And the rashers go on a big base. So you put 3 rashers on a big base. The crocodile guy on a big base. I'm trying to find all their heads, man. It's hard. That's the Death Guard rider's face. There's the lion face. So there's a lion pirate. Now this is what I was really impressed by and surprised by. That is a hot air balloon for a goblin to hang from. There's a pirate body. I can't tell if that's a goblin body or a pirate body. With the chains on that. Those are some thin chains. Little goblin heads. So there's 1 goblin on a glider and 1 goblin on a balloon on ropes, and then you get 2 of those, so you get doubles, and there's a little customization there. And again, 2 bases. Core set part 1. These 3 are the ones we got on the sample sprue, so I'm excited about the wardress. So there's a vampire. Check all those bats on her cape. There's a vampire there. Looks like some centaurs. There's a enchantress with a dragon that wraps around her. This guy, it's hard to see. You see all those little hands? This is hair. This is full body length hair with hands coming out of it. That's creepy. There's a fairy guard. They're calling Lay. There's a big sword. Kind of a demon guy. A couple of baddies on here. Here's a... I was going to say Rasher Golem, but no, these look like Mage Smith apprentices and another lion guy. Maybe. I wonder if I can find the lion head. Some fairy wings with an archer. A little squid tentacle there. There's the bow for the archer. Look at that. That's really detailed. That's like something out of World of Warcraft. There's like a bad guy hand. Oh, this is that Yogg. That Yogg guy. I'm trying to find the... That looks like a baddie face. I don't see the lion guy's face. But I'm sure that's what that is. I don't know. I see some bad guys' faces. I don't know. So this is a Deuslair sample sprue that we already got. This is a duplicate. I see more centaurs. I see bad orc guys on there. I think they're calling them Gorbox or something. Okay, so this is a duplicate of that last one. So this is probably one I'm going to trade the most. These Crystal Draconids, Stone Wards. Oh, Stone Wards. I'm not a huge fan of those. And I probably don't need all of these armored guys. But... Okay. So... There's some... bodies. These are the Jinn. What was the last one I was looking at that I thought were Jinn? I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. So these are the Jinn with kind of their blank expression faces on there. And these are the little goblin people. So there's orc people and goblin people. Or dark devourers. Or dark lupus. Second sprue that's exactly the same. Okay. This one has a lot of the armored people. So there's like a lion mane shield for a back or something. Some bodies. That wicked sword. Kind of a stitched cloak. It's hard to even see because there's multiple options per model. It's hard to see what groups together. There's a duplicate sprue. Spear arms. That's definitely that elf fairy wardress style right there. These are big rock elementals. And some guards. That's a big shield. Look at that flail. That's pretty cool. Upside down head. A lamp post. That's got to be part of one of the rock elementals. Another one. The paladins and the rock elementals. A different one. Yeah, different one. More rock elementals. So these rock elementals took a lot of this. That's 4 sprues for the 4 rock elementals. These guys must be big. I guess maybe I will take one of them. Okay, last box of the core set. So Crystal Draconids, I'll probably get rid of those. Oh, I don't know who the... Man, I gotta check that other box. I'm interested in these Dwarven Champions and these flying things and the krill. Man, what were these things? What were those things in the first box that I thought were the Chaos guys? Corrupted Mages. Oh no, none of these had like 4 of a kind. So it must have been a few different things. Okay, don't know. So this is interesting. There's a shorter sprue size. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if those are older product, like older machines, when they can fit them on a smaller sprue. So these are the Strig. These are like the vampire monster, like crawling on the ground monsters with those arms, I think. And some Chaos Orcs. I'm trying to find faces, man. That's hard. That's the hard part. There's the faces. Do that upright. Chaos Orcs. There we go. That's a lot of detail. And then there's the Krill Birdman face. And a second sprue. Is this different? No, the second sprue of that. Can't even tell what that is. So these are like those little bat wing feathered flying things here. And then some chunky... Oh, there's some more like chaos, like Nurgly guys on here. Where, yeah, these guys, Chaos Troopers. So these aren't the orcs, but these are the, these are like the goblins. These aren't orcs, but these are like bloated chaos guys. Kind of go with armies. So second sprue of that. All right, these are hard to make sense of when they're not assembled. There's some crystal draconid arms. I think some Techsmith bodies. Maybe. Oh, there's a dwarf face. So some dwarfs, some draconids. I think this is the same sprue. And then 4 bases for the 3 boxes. Okay, we'll take a little break and do the owlbear and his cubs. So there's Big Mama Owlbear and little baby cubby. 1 and face go. There's a little head and little baby cubby 2. This is like a quarter sprue. And Lord Bulbasaur. This is the most traditional beholder we've gotten so far. We've had a sewer beholder and a mayor bulb holder. So the cool thing about this one is, see this eye right here, how it's a ball. So supposedly you can twist this eye stalk here and the eye will turn back and forth inside of the socket. So the socket's going to be like there, and no. And so the socket's going to be inside of the mouth. Right, so that's the bottom jaw. Yeah. So bottom half circle, top half circle, and then the shaft will come out here and you can twist it back here and the eye will look back and forth, supposedly. So we'll see. If we paint this first, we'll see how that goes. Super Stretch Goals Part 1. A worm, a dragon, and a rat. I've already got the rat assembled. Okay, so here's the worm and a brain squid. And Anything else on this one? And looks like maybe the wolf drake. There's something with arms here. A yeti? Maybe? No, this has to be the wolf drake. This isn't supposed to be on here. I don't know what that is. The brain squid and the yeti aren't listed as being in this box. So these are extras. Yep. Oh, this is... Okay, this is Ratasha. So that's on a little quarter sprue, so they could give this away as like a promo. You can do it with or without the harness, and with or without the rider. Can't really use the rider by himself. Here is part of the Mimic Dragon. Did I not put something back together right? I feel like that can't be the whole Mimic Dragon. I gotta look at the assembly instructions and see if stuff's split weird. Because this is the boat and half a head and a hand for the dragon turtle. Boat's optional. Here's the other half of his face. And tail and underbelly. You can see how big that is compared to my hand. He's chonker. He's gonna be bigger than the Reaper one. And here's the back of his shell. So that's three sprues for that guy. The dragons, the $22 to $30 dragons, are all 2 sprues. So the dragon turtle's more, and heavier plastic at that too. Okay, stretch goal box 2. So there is more Mimic Dragons split between the 2 boxes. So these are the chunky guys. Kraken, Mimic Dragon, Queen, Wolf Drake, Chaos, and a Devourer of Sanity. So here is Chaos. So there's so there's like bodies coming out of the smoke on a bottom ring, and then a middle ring. And then out of his skirt. So like 3 layers of these guys like stretching out from his smoke underneath. Under there. And then him himself. So that's going to be cool. Here's the Queen. She's a biggin. She's a little corrupted there, huh? Without an optional fit, without optional heads. So interesting. Let's see here. This looks like the Wolf Drake with that wing. And maybe some more Mimic Dragon. Maybe just the Wolf Drake. I'm not sure. Here is Kraken. And Kraken. So I wasn't expecting that. The Kraken is 2.5 sprues. So the Kraken's as big as many sprues as a dragon. And I guess here's the rest of the Mimic Dragon, which is 1.5 sprues. There. Oh, that's neat. There's like half a person that it ripped apart or sucked apart or something. Cool. So I skipped over the Devourer of Sanity. It's on the Queen sprue. So there's one option for the head. Little skinny body with tentacles coming off underneath. So the Devourer of Sanity is on, and there's a different optional head there. Long and skinny squid head. So I missed that. My bad. Some optional tentacles for the beard under the chin, and probably a hand. So there's the Mind Flayer. And last but not least, one modular airship. So there is a plastic flying base. That is crystal clear. I'm going to be scared to cut that. Half a blimp and rugged bladed accessories. Another half a blimp. Ship belly, ship aft, all the little accessories, anchors, steering wheels, sandbags, winches. Oh, who's this guy? A prisoner? Okay, so there's somewhere there's a see-through deck, so I guess you can put him underneath and pre-paint him before you finish assembling, and see him in the bottom. There's a lantern. Is that a wash tub? Boiler and coal. That's something you're probably not going to see. Right, so there's the trapdoor hole where you can see the prisoner, the sides and the floors, so you can optionally use 0, 1, or 2 of these, or you can buy more ships and throw away a lot of money to make a longer ship. There's the trapdoor, more sandbags, boilerplate, cannon? I don't know what that is. And then accessories, the little stand for the blimp, between the blimp and the ship. So hopefully I can figure out a way to sprue goo and magnetize that. Netting, some other optional spiky bits for decoration. And a flag. Is there anything on that flag? A pirate. A skull. Pirate skull. Where'd it go? Like a mechanical pirate skull. So, there's the airship. And that's everything. When I get these things glued together, and I'll show some off.